Hello, my name is Allie Lindeman and I am an instructional designer at Grantham and will be your guest lecturer today on the topic of Office Mix for PowerPoint. Office Mix is one of many tools we use to create course content. This free plugin for PowerPoint can be downloaded at mix.office.com and will be free and compatible for you as long as you have access to a Microsoft Office 2013 or newer and are using a PC. This product is not available for Mac computers. If you need additional assistance downloading Office Mix, you may watch this tutorial video provided by lynda.com. Once you have downloaded and installed the program, you may continue this presentation as we walk through what you can do with Office Mix. Office Mix for PowerPoint provides many new functional options. However, those of most use to us in curriculum instruction include adding voiceover to an existing PowerPoint, one slide at a time, adding a personalized video feed to a PowerPoint, creating a screencast of computer applications, such as the one you are about to see, and adding selectable questions within presentations. All of these items increase interest in learning modules and provide visual learners with additional support. Once you have the program installed, you will see there is a new toolbar item titled Mix on your PowerPoint menu. When you click on this item, you will see a new toolbar full of options for slide and screen recording, quizzes, screenshots, and insertion of video and audio. I will walk you through the slide recording and screen recording as they will be the most commonly used tools, but please feel free to play around with all of the other options to make sure your presentations are as dynamic as possible. Now to show you how to use the slide recording option, I'm going to use an existing PowerPoint for another class. So I just pulled up my regular PowerPoint slides and I'm going to go up to the Mix toolbar here. Click on that. And then you'll see the slide recording option all the way over to the left, so we'll click on that as well. Now that pulls up a new screen with a black bar around it that gives you different types of options. As you can see on the right hand side, it is recording my video. You can opt out of video by changing your webcam options to no camera. But if you do want to record video and have it on the slide, it will do that in either a thumbnail size or a full screen size, depending on what you choose. And we'll show you that at the end. Now, inking, this is just a regular pen that's controlled by your mouse. They have thickness and color options here in case you want to highlight, circle, or underline. Up at the top, you'll see where it says Slide Notes. Now, slide notes are something that you add before you get into this view, but if you have them, you can see here they will appear at the top of the screen when you're recording and act as a teleprompter, and the notes won't be visible in the final presentation, but it's a good way for you to sound professional when you have your script in front of you. We're going to go over here and hit record so that you can see kind of how this works. You're going to record. I'll use this if you add slide notes. Those will appear at the top of the screen when in recording view to act as a teleprompter. The notes will not be visible in the final presentation. And then let's say I wanted to highlight what we're going to be doing this week. So we're going to say we're in PLS 301, week 1, and I got my point across, so I'm going to erase that. And then we're going to go on to the next slide by using this little arrow here. And there's no slide notes for this slide, but I wanted to talk about why premarital agreements were discouraged. So we'll act like we did that, and then we hit the stop button, and that will stop the recording. Now you can see my not so happy looking face up in the corner here. We're going to go back to the PowerPoint presentation so that you can see how we can move these items around. So once you're done, you're going to hit close. If you don't like your recording, you can edit your slide recording by trimming it, or deleting all the recordings for all slides. You can also go back and re-record for a given slide, and it will give you the option to overwrite just that slide. So now you can see my pictures up in the upper right hand corner. That can be moved to an area where you feel like it's not going to be in the way of the information. So I would move it down into the bottom corner just so that it's not going to be in the way if I wanted it to stay on there. And then if you go back and go to slideshow and hit from beginning, So you can see that it did record my video and my audio in that slide. Now I'm going to stop this recording and go back and do another recording on how to do uh, an actual screen recording. So give me just a moment and we'll be right back. Okay, for screen recording, once again I'm going to use the previous slideshow that I had already created, and we're going to go down to a big blank space here with a lot of area. And then I'm going to go up and click on Mix again and go over to the screen recording part of the toolbar. Now, that's going to give you an option to open some programs on your computer and move around a box and show what exact part of your screen you want to be recording. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open an Internet Explorer window, and let's see, we're going to expand so that we can see more of Internet Explorer. Just so you can see kind of what we're capable of here. And once you're ready, you'll click this recorder option here and it will record your screen. But as of right now, I just want to show you, you stretch it out so that you can see how much of your screen you're recording, and say, you know, we're going to take them to a certain website. We're going to go to google.com because we're going to research some legal items in a very poor research manner. So let's see here, we're going to hit record, and then it gives you a countdown, and now we're recording both the screen itself and the audio. Now, it's a great way to say, if you search for laws in Missouri, that you may or may not find really important websites. You also may find some laws that aren't as great, like dumblaws.com. So you could talk them through this, show them how to use FindLaw and other legal websites and various things like that. You could also use this functionality to show them how to do anything with a particular program, maybe a piece of software. I'm actually using this function. We're kind of Inception based right now because I'm using a screen capture inside of a screen capture right now to create this video for you. So once you're done, you'd hit the stop button. That's going to stop the screen recording. And we're going to go back and see what that looks like here. And you can see that it's got the screen inside the screen, and you can make this as large or small as you like, but it basically just puts a piece of video in your screen. Say we wanted it to be a little smaller so we can still see part of what's going on here. We can do that. Now, once you click to start your actual slideshow, when it hits this slide, it is going to automatically start the smaller video within the slide. So you'll hear the audio from that video and watch the screen move automatically when you start it. So that is the screen recording option. Like I said, very useful for recording how to do a certain thing with a piece of software like I've been doing today and showing you how to use the Mix toolbar. Once you have finished your presentation, you will need to save it as a .ppt file so that you have the ability to make future changes. Also, save the presentation as a .mp4 file so that you have a shareable video that cannot be edited. This type of format does take some time to render, so please plan ahead to give your computer time to process the file. Your instructional designer should have the ability to work with either type of file, so if you want them to be able to make any edits to the presentation, please share the .ppt file with them in addition to the .mp4. So in conclusion, Office Mix is a free tool that enhances your PowerPoint presentations and increases student engagement. Don't be afraid to jump in and play with all it has to offer. You can now create unique and informative lectures and tutorials that will engage your students and encourage them to interact more positively with the course content, enhancing their experience at Grantham.